Okay, so it's been a hot minute. I haven't filmed one of these in a while, and I'll get to it as to why I haven't and kind of what's been happening with everything. Just got back from the gym, but just thought I'd sit in the car and I was reflecting at the gym. It's Saturday night right now, it's about 8 p.m. and I was the only one in the gym. Okay, that's a lie, there was one other person. But it got me thinking, like, how far I've come in the last year. And I sometimes forget at, like, you know, how far I've come as a person, how far I've come in business, in the way I handle things, in my maturity, in my relationships, in my everything, really, my spirituality, my, physical body. Is there a long way to go to get to the goals I want to? Yes, but on the right track and things are going really well. And I was thinking, I haven't made a video like this in a while. And just to kind of recap and keep everyone up to date, again, all these videos are just me reflecting because I think it's gonna be fucking sick. Because I know where I'm gonna be in 5-10 years time. Like, I just know for a fucking matter of fact I'm gonna be crushing it. I'm very open with my goals on this YouTube journal reflection things that I do here, but I'll keep that one quiet for now at least. But in terms of what's been happening, well, in my last video I think I was talking about the highs and lows of business and things and kind of how I was feeling about everything then. I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a pretty rough patch. Like, on the surface level, it looked like things were going really well, but I was struggling big time. My energy, the way I was thinking was just, I wouldn't say negative, but not optimistic. I wasn't in that flow state. I wasn't feeling like I'm feeling now. And we had a big month in December in terms of business, and January for various reasons, February for various reasons, and the beginning of March for various reasons wasn't so. We actually went backwards, and it was a bit of a hit on my ego. It was a bit of a hit in my confidence. It was a big hit in, not a hit, a big learning lesson in how to deal with adversity and stress and the lessons that you learn from that. Now, obviously, having done a lot of sport and various things at school, and I tried pretty hard at school in terms of getting a good grade and everything, so it's not necessarily that's different, but there was just something about those months that was hard, really hard. And there was definitely, I'm not gonna lie, times where I was questioning things. I was questioning myself. I was questioning my willingness and drive. I've always prided myself on never, being a bitch about something. I like to think, hey, but it was one of the first times in my life where I was questioning, and I had self-doubt about myself. I had self-doubt about my own decisions, my own consciousness, and it was fucked. And I had a few chats with a few people. I had a few chats with my family about it. Again, nothing that was I wasn't in a bad way about it, anything. It was just that going from a place of so high where you're feeling on top of the world to below average, and then even a bit lower. Not nothing bad, but it's just it's such a big swing. And it's weird because now I'm back at this super high thing where getting up early, just attacking the day, just fucking attacking the day at the moment. I'm in a little period of life at the moment, a little season in my life where I'm just locking in. No drinking, working a lot, finishing off my uni degree by mid-June, and just fucking locking in. And it's amazing how it's it's amazing how your energy and the way you think just translates into tangible results. So I'll give you an example. We didn't sign any new clients for 2 months, and it was stressful. We had $20,000 plus of expenses each month coming out, and we weren't necessarily making new cash collected. Well, we weren't. And it was stressful. It was really stressful. We thought, we probably thought we were big dick swingers, going off to Cape Town for a month, Bali for a couple of weeks, trying to live this like lifestyle, despite not having really have done the full 9 yards. And that's a lesson. That was one of the lessons. And it makes you realize that in business and in life, you're always going to kind of go through times where things get hard. And it's so cliche. It's so fucking cliche, but like, that's where most people quit. And not that I was ever at the point where I thought I would quit, because I feel like it's come so far that quitting would just be like, it's just not even in my mind at the moment of quitting. Especially the way I'm feeling now, it's like, fuck, like, buzzing, like. And I'm almost making this video in some aspects because there was a big period during that time where I actually didn't know why I was feeling that way. It's almost just like it happened. And I did a lot of journaling, a lot of thinking, and I've made a video similar to this, and it's interesting. It's obviously I've got this familiarity and this subconscious patterning that I haven't been able to break, but I think I've broken it now, and it's that those micro things add up, and your thought momentum and the way you think about things really does matter. So for example, I notice that when I'm doing tasks and things that drain my energy, like going on my phone, social media, eating shit, drinking, just all this shit that, is like fun for instant gratification, but in the long term, you just feel fucking disgusting about yourself. It adds up and it weighs a lot on me. And I think the amalgamation of all of it kind of just like slowly builds up. Slowly you start watching a bit more, you start sleeping in a bit more, you start not doing as much work, your concentration starts going, and it just adds up, and you get to this point where it's like, fuck, you're suddenly just, up here, and now you're just like down here. And it's similar with the other thing where I was like down here, and then I just was like slowly build up. And now I'm up here and I'm buzzing, and we're fucking smashing it because of it. It's that shift in mindset, that shift in being actually conscious of your consciousness. And I think it's one of the biggest things you can do. And it's reinforcing the positivity, reinforcing and being optimistic about things. And there's two sides to it, right? Like, you've got your consciousness and thinking positively about things, but at the end of the day, you still gotta fucking do the work. You can't just wake up, fucking sit there and go, oh yeah, things are gonna be great. Like, that's not how it works. Like, we've been putting in 12-hour days. Not that I'm proud of it, but it's like been sleeping like 3-4 hours, like just getting fucking shit done. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to keep on top of my health and fitness. I'm trying to gym, I'm trying to run, I'm trying to do my jiu-jitsu, I'm trying to fucking train for a Hyrox, I'm trying to put on some size, I'm trying to diet, I'm fucking got uni, I'm doing 5 subjects, I've got my final exams coming up, I've got, I'm in my fourth year of uni now, and there's people, that are wanting to get jobs and shit after this, and there's that pressure to perform in group situations and, not be a weak link in a group. All of that, and I've got trying to run a business, and I'm not here complaining about it. I fucking love all of it. Like, I love it. I actually love being busy, and I love being in the grind. And I was just having this conversation today with Hugo, and I was saying, you know what? These are the times when you're in the trenches that you look back on it and you go, fuck. That was the grind. That was the character building type of thing. That was like, you're in the trenches You know it's stressful, you know it's shit, but you're crossing the chasm. And when I've just been to India recently, and I was there for 2 weeks, and it was a 14 hour flight on the way there, and I just sat there with my phone and journaled. I had ChatGPT up and I just journaled. And I wrote out and I journaled and I questioned and I journaled and I went on and on and on. And I wanted to find out what has been holding me back. What has been holding me back? Now, I apologize. I know I'm 10 minutes in. I'm not really going anywhere with this. But these types of videos, I just want to be natural. I'm just flowing, okay? But I wanted to know what was holding me back. Subconsciously, consciously, physically, like why do I feel like I go through these highs and low patterns, and why do I feel like I'm just not quite there with things? I feel like on the surface level, externally, I'm doing a lot and people think I'm doing a lot, and that's actually one of the reasons I learned is about that external validation that I seek. And you know, a lot of it was very personal, so I'm not going to talk about it on here, but long story short, we're ingrained with these patterns of familiarity that you may not even be aware of, and honestly I wasn't really aware of. I like to think I'm pretty consciously, you know, aware of things, and I've got a good, you know, emotional intelligence around myself. But even a lot of things I learned that plane ride, it's kind of stuck with me, and it made me shift my perspective in how I think about things and how I approach things, because I now have a true understanding of, to an extent, who I am. And I think it was one of the most powerful things I've ever done. I learned and I thought to myself about how things in my life have, you know, there's a cause and effect relationship with everything. So I was thinking about certain times when I was younger, when I was really young, where I was at a couple of years ago, where I'm at now, and how those events have had an outcome. And there's a cause and effect in the universe. And those patterns and events and things that happen get ingrained in you unless you are aware of them, right? And that's the problem. A lot of them you aren't aware, and you aren't subconsciously aware of them. So going back on the point of the thing that I was talking about there, it's like, why do I feel like I was held back? And without saying what it was in particular, I just know that through doing that exercise, I have now become more self-aware of myself and understand how certain things interrelate. And with that newfound understanding, I now approach things differently, because I am aware of the cause and effect relationship of things. And again, I don't really know where I'm going with that, but the point being is that I'm now aware of the things that I felt were holding me back, and I can now act on it. And it's also not just, it's more actually just knowing and being aware and having that shift in perspective that's the biggest thing. Because I wasn't aware, and it was like I was driving a car without any fucking headlights. And I've always, like I said, Ben, I feel like I've, you know, been a very driven person, but I still just didn't quite understand, or I didn't quite know. But now I've just got that little bit more clarity about things. I just feel like there's been a quantum leap forward in myself, and it's weird. It was just like a matter of snapping into it. It wasn't like a certain event or a certain thing. It was just like a shift in my paradigm and a shift in my thinking, and suddenly I'm back on the right track. I'm back from I'm feeling sorry for myself, which is fucking pathetic. Feeling sorry for myself to, we've now hit our biggest month in business. We're going on track for July the 1st, and I honestly think well before, and I fucking feel it. Like, I fucking feel it, that we will be at $100,000 monthly recurring revenue by July the 1st. I'm gonna fucking quote myself on that and come back to this video, because I feel it. I fucking feel it. And we're doing absolutely everything we can right now to get there. And maybe this isn't, I'm sure if you're 15 minutes into this video, you probably are on the same page with me about these things, or I don't know what, but I personally believe that the universe is energy. And without getting woo-woo about it, again, like I said, if you're 15, 16 minutes into this video, you probably agree, but, or, you know, inclined towards what I'm about to say, but the universe is about energy. And the same way that there's water, vapor, and ice, they're all the same thing, right? They're just in different forms of energy. And I believe I already have $100,000 somewhere in the universe. It may not be tangible in the physical universe, but somewhere in the meta universe, somewhere, you know, subconsciously, consciously, it's there. And it's just a matter of time for it to actually, you know, become a tangible thing. Now, you know, obviously, reverse engineering and thinking about where we're at in business, I know it's going to happen by July the 1st. It could be sooner, though. It could be sooner. Or it could be later. Who knows? But I know it's going to happen, because you can't have what you don't already have. And I know that's a bit of a contradiction, but if you don't feel like you already have it, there is no fucking way you're ever going to get it. And I know for a fact, I'm going to be hitting $100,000 a month. We're going to be hitting $100,000 a month as a business in the next couple months, in the next couple weeks even. And it's weird to think that we went from our high 7 month in December to back down pretty fucking low, like 15,000 low. And we're about to 10x it within 3-4 months. And I think when we get to 100,000, actually I don't even think, I fucking know. I know that by the end of the year, I know that by this time next year, I'm going to be doing $250,000 a month. I just fucking know it. Like, it's like, I can't even describe it. It's just like, it's in my gut, it's in my heart, it's in my mind that I know it's going to happen. And what makes it even more tangible to me and more like, I know it's going to happen, is that I know I'm putting the actions in to get there, and I'm currently congruent with the person that's going to be there. Is there things I still need to be doing? Yes. Yes, there is. But I know I'm acting in congruence with the person that is making $100,000 a month. I'm acting in congruence with the person that is making $250,000 a month. And as long as I stay in that pattern, which I will, it's just a matter of time until I get there. It's just a matter of time until it manifests, as you could say. May sound a bit woo-woo to some, but again, I don't think you'd be 18 minutes into this video if you didn't believe so. So my point is for you, if you're watching this, how can you take what I've learned so far? Because, like I was saying at the start of this video, we didn't have a business 14 months ago, 15 months ago. In a month or two, we're going to be doing $100,000 a month recurring revenue. That's $1.2 million a year. This time next year, right, would have been about 2 years. We're going to be doing $250,000 a month. But it all started from somewhere. And it all started from here, and having that drive and having that uninformed optimism about getting there. And I don't know who watches these videos. You know what? Could be fucking nobody. Because at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. Because I like to watch it at the end. But if you come this far and you're thinking about starting, or you're thinking about doing something, it doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be a business. It doesn't have to be whatever. It could be anything. If you're just thinking about starting, and for whatever reason you've got that resistance, just fuck it off, honestly. Like, and that's actually the reason I'm filming this video, is when I was journaling, I have a lot of resistance towards personal branding. I like my things to be to a high level and a high standard, I also have this need for external validation, and that ties into my need for perfectionism in producing something that's good. And I want a personal brand for various reasons. I've always been this way. I've always wanted to help inspire other people. And I know for some people that's very egotistical or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. Because I know how much value I've gotten from watching things like this, and I know how much value I can give to other people. So that's where I'm at with everything. Gonna go fucking crush it, honestly. If I don't hit those goals that I've said I'm gonna do, I'm a fucking disappointment, honestly, like, because I feel it here, and the only reason that I wouldn't be hitting those things is because I've self-sabotaged myself. And hey, if that's the case, it's part of the journey, because I know my 5-10 year vision. It isn't a plan, because I haven't planned anything out, but I know where I'm going to be. Appreciate if anyone's been watching this video. I'm going to try to do a bit more of these types of videos. It's been very chaotic, but I know the importance for myself to be able to film stuff like this and look back on it and document it and hopefully inspire some other people. Hopefully this isn't just my fucking family, friends or some shit watching this, but you know, hey, if it is, appreciate it. But I hope someone, at least one person, takes a bit of value away from this video and says that it is possible to do. So go get after it. Let's get it.